So I'm basically just out stretching my legs today. We're having a very mild winter, it seems like, over on heard a loud snap. Where was I? Oh yeah, we're having a very mild winter. I think it's about 38, 39 degrees right now. Very little snow down here in the valley. We've been getting a lot of snow up in the mountains, which is good. But for the valley, man, we should have at least a foot or two of snow right now. But we don't. So I'm not really complaining too much. But just really enjoying this. Yeah, I definitely hear something moving around. It's probably just a deer, but oh. Well, while I'm doing some hiking here, how about you guys check out this video? I have some local reports around the area. And I hope you enjoy it. Happy New Year's. Glad to be back. Alright, so I got two sighting reports here that are local. Now I have several of these reports, but I am going to be saving those for a future video down the road. So here are these two reports that took place right in the neighborhood. My encounter took place early December of 2020 when me and my son were doing some winter camping and snowmobiling up on Monumental Mountain southwest of Colville, Washington. It was a Saturday afternoon and a heavy snow was falling, so dense you could hardly see. My son had ridden his sled up the trail and around the bend and was out of sight. While I was taking off my ski jacket and stashing it in my backpack, when up the hill from where I was, I could make out a figure coming down the slope about a quarter mile away. I thought it was my son, who is 6'2" and 250 pounds, coming towards me. After putting my jacket away, I started up the hill to meet my son halfway and see what was going on. The figure approaching apparently did not see me until I was maybe 50 feet away. Then two things happened at once. First, the snow suddenly stopped as if someone turned off a switch. Second, with visibility now crystal clear between the figure and I, the figure suddenly stopped and had a look of surprise, like "oh crap" expression on its face. It had human-like features and it looked intelligent, like some kind of hybrid monkey man. It was easy 8 feet tall and was covered in brown hair with streaks of silver, about 3 inches in length, longer on the back of the arms. Despite its intimidating appearance, I did not feel threatened. Both the creature and I stared at one another for a few brief seconds before it retreated out of sight. I fired up my sled and sped off to catch up with my son and tell him what I saw. And believe me when I say I spent countless hours in the mountains and the forests of the Pacific Northwest, what I saw had to be 100% Sasquatch. So if you're up there up on Monumental Mountain doing any kind of ATVing or hiking or hunting or snowmobiling this year, keep an eye out. You might not be alone out there. I worked third shift. I was just getting off of work and was traveling north on Highway 395. I was about a half a mile before the Kettle Falls city limits when this happened. One of my coworkers was driving in front of me a good 200 feet or so when I noticed that he had suddenly swerved, and I expected to see a deer running across the road, which is very common here. What I saw is something I cannot unsee. It was brown furred from head to toe and sprinting on two legs. It was tall and muscular and moved with surprising grace and agility, successfully dodging my coworker's vehicle. My coworker slammed on his brakes and pulled over, jumped out of his car, completely freaked out by what he had seen. I pulled over right behind him and joined him in his astonishment. At first, he thought it was a figment of his imagination, but thankfully I was there and I saw exactly what he saw. Sadly, the creature quickly dodged between two train cars and disappeared from our field of view. Because this happened so fast, neither one of us even thought about grabbing our phones to try to get a picture or a video of it. All I can say is that this thing was real. It was physical, and it was more real than I could ever imagine.